Diana was visiting the Royal Brompton Hospital for what should have been a routine charity visit. As the patron of several heart charities, she often toured medical facilities, but this visit would change her life forever. "Your Royal Highness," the hospital administrator said, "we'd like you to meet one of our finest cardiac surgeons, Dr. Hasnat Khan." Diana turned to see a tall, handsome man in surgical scrubs, looking slightly uncomfortable with the formal introduction. Unlike everyone else she met, he didn't bow deeply or seem awed by her presence. "Dr. Khan just completed a successful heart transplant," the administrator continued. "Perhaps he could explain the procedure to your Royal Highness." Hasnat looked directly at Diana with kind, intelligent eyes. "Actually, I should get back to my patient. He needs monitoring." Diana was stunned. No one had ever dismissed her so politely before. Most people competed for her attention. Could I see?" Diana asked. "I'd like to understand what you do." Hasnat hesitated. "It's not glamorous, Your Royal Highness. Medicine is often messy, complicated, and heartbreaking. That's exactly why I want to see it," Diana replied. That response intrigued Hasnat. This wasn't the response he expected from a princess. But wait, you haven't seen what happened during Diana's first real conversation with Hasnat, the conversation that captured her heart. Later that evening, hospital cafeteria. Against all protocol, Diana found herself in the hospital cafeteria at 11 p.m., sitting across from Dr. Hasnat Khan, over terrible coffee and stale sandwiches. "You don't have to stay," Hasnat said. "I'm sure you have important royal things to do." Diana laughed, the first genuine laugh she'd had in months. "Actually, this is the most interesting conversation I've had in years." "What do you mean? You haven't asked me about my marriage, my divorce, my children, or my charity work. You're treating me like a normal person." Hasnat looked at her carefully. "Aren't you a normal person? I haven't been allowed to be one for 15 years. They talked until 2 a.m. about everything except her royal life. Hasnat told her about growing up in Pakistan, his medical training, his passion for saving lives. Diana told him about her love of music, her fears about her sons, her dreams of making a real difference in the world. "I became a doctor because I wanted to heal people," Hasnat said. "What did you become a princess for?" "I didn't become one," Diana replied quietly. "I was just born into the wrong fairy tale." "Hold up." Diana's next move shocked everyone who knew her. The secret visits begin. May 1995, the clandestine romance. What started as charity visits became something much more personal. Diana began showing up at the hospital during Hasnat's shifts, bringing him food, sitting quietly while he worked, learning about his cases. "Princess," one of the nurses whispered, "you don't need to bring Dr. Khan dinner every night." "I want to," Diana replied simply. Diana had never experienced this kind of relationship before. With Charles, everything was about duty, protocol, and public image. With Hasnat, she could just be herself. She would sit in the hospital break room, still wearing her tiara from official events, eating fish and chips with Hasnat while he told her about his patients. "Today I saved a 6-year-old boy," Hasnat told her one evening. "His parents were crying with joy. That's why I do this job." Diana looked at him with admiration. "You're actually changing people's lives. All I do is cut ribbons and shake hands." "That's not true. You comfort people, you bring them hope, but you literally save lives, and you save spirits. That matters too." Diana had never had a man appreciate her work without wanting something from her in return. But you're not ready for how Diana's feelings deepened. The transformation. June 1995, Diana in love. For the first time in her adult life, Diana was experiencing real love, not the arranged marriage with Charles or the strategic relationships that followed, but genuine mutual affection. Diana's friends noticed the change immediately. "Diana, you're glowing," her friend Rosa Monckton observed. "What's different?" "I'm happy," Diana said simply. "Really, truly happy. Is there someone special?" Diana's smile gave her away. "There might be." Diana began learning everything she could about Pakistan, about heart surgery, about Hasnat's world. She read medical journals, studied Islamic culture, even learned basic Urdu phrases. Her protection officers were baffled by her new routine. "Ma'am, you're spending an awful lot of time at hospitals," her bodyguard mentioned. "I'm expanding my charity work," Diana replied, but she couldn't hide her smile. The truth was, Diana was falling deeply in love with a man who saw her as Diana, not as a princess. Hasnat never asked for anything from her, never tried to use her connections, never wanted to be photographed with her. Don't miss this detail, what Diana was willing to sacrifice for love. The ultimate proposal, August 1995, Diana's shocking decision. Diana's love for Hasnat grew so deep that she began considering the unthinkable, giving up her royal life entirely. Hasnat, she said one evening as they walked through Hyde Park in disguise, what if I told you I was thinking of renouncing my title? Hasnat stopped walking. Diana, what are you saying? I'm saying I love you, and if being with you means I can't be a princess anymore, then I don't want to be a princess. Hasnat was stunned. Diana, you can't give up your life for me. It wouldn't be giving up my life. It would be choosing my real life. Diana had it all planned out. She would step back from royal duties, move to Pakistan with Hasnat, work with medical charities, live as a normal person. I could help at your hospital, she continued excitedly. I could work with patients, support families. We could have a real life together. But Hasnat looked troubled. Diana, you don't understand what you're saying. I understand that I love you more than I've ever loved anyone. This is where everything changes. Hasnat's heartbreaking response. The reality check. August 1995, the impossible dream. Hasnat took Diana's hands and looked into her eyes with deep sadness. Diana, I love you too, more than I thought possible, but what you're suggesting is impossible. Why? Because you're not just Diana. You're the mother of the future King of England. You can't just walk away from that. William and Harry would understand. No, they wouldn't. And you'd regret it. In 5 years, 10 years, you'd resent me for taking you away from your real purpose. Diana felt tears starting. My real purpose is to be happy. Your real purpose is to be the mother William and Harry need, and to use your platform to help people. You can't do that from a hospital in Lahore. Hasnat's voice broke. And I can't be the reason you abandon your children or your calling. Diana realized that Hasnat's love for her was so pure that he was willing to sacrifice their happiness for her greater good. But wait, Diana wasn't ready to give up. The secret relationship continues. September 1995, February 1997. Despite the obstacles, Diana and Hasnat continued their secret relationship for nearly 2 years. Diana would disguise herself in wigs and ordinary clothes to meet him. They would have quiet dinners in small restaurants, take long walks in parks, spend hours talking about everything except the impossibility of their situation. Diana even traveled to Pakistan secretly to meet Hasnat's family. She's lovely, Hasnat's mother told him. But son, this can never work. I know, Mama. Does she know? She knows, but she's hoping love will be enough. Diana threw herself into learning about Hasnat's culture. She studied Islam, learned to cook Pakistani food, even considered converting. Diana, Hasnat said gently one evening, you don't need to change who you are for me. I'm not changing who I am, I'm discovering who I could be. But the pressure of keeping their relationship secret was taking its toll on both of them. You're not going to believe what Diana did to try to save their relationship. The Desperate Gambit. February 1997, Diana's final play. Knowing that Hasnat was uncomfortable with media attention, Diana made a calculated decision that would ultimately backfire. She began her highly publicized relationship with Dodi Al-Fayed. Diana's plan was simple: make Hasnat jealous enough to fight for their relationship. If he sees me with someone else, Diana told her friend, maybe he'll realize he can't live without me. But Diana miscalculated completely. When photos of Diana and Dodi appeared in every newspaper, Hasnat felt betrayed and used. You're using him to get to me, Hasnat confronted Diana during their final phone call. Hasnat, please understand. I understand perfectly. This is exactly why we can never work. Your life is public theater, and I refuse to be part of the performance. But I love you. If you loved me, you wouldn't parade another man in front of the cameras to manipulate me. Diana realized she had made a terrible mistake. In trying to save their relationship, she had destroyed it. Don't miss this revelation. Hasnat's final words to Diana. The heartbreaking end. July 1997, the final goodbye. Diana made one last attempt to win Hasnat back. She appeared at the hospital where he worked, desperate to explain. Hasnat, please. Dodi means nothing to me. It was all for show. That's exactly the problem, Diana. Everything in your life is for show. Even our love became a performance. That's not true. Hasnat looked at her with infinite sadness. Diana, you are the most remarkable woman I've ever known. You're kind, compassionate, and beautiful. But you live in a world where love isn't enough. We could make it enough. No, we couldn't. Because you would always be Princess Diana, and I would always be the man who took you away from that. The press would destroy us. Your sons would suffer. The Queen would never accept me. Diana was crying now. So we just give up. We accept reality. You need someone who can live in your world. I need someone who can live in mine. I could live in your world. You tried, Diana. For 2 years you tried. But you couldn't give up the cameras, the attention, the drama. That's not a criticism. It's who you are. Diana knew he was right, but it didn't make it hurt less. Will you always love me? She asked. Always, Hasnat replied. But sometimes love means letting go. Here's the most heartbreaking part. What Diana confided to her friends. The aftermath. August 1997. Diana's final confession. In the weeks before her death, Diana confided to several friends about her true feelings. Hasnat was the love of my life, she told her psychic Rita Rogers. Charles was my duty. Dodi is my distraction, but Hasnat was my heart. Why didn't you fight harder for him? Rita asked. Because he was right. I couldn't give him the simple life he deserved, and he couldn't give me the public life I was trapped in. Diana also spoke to her friend Simone Simmons. I would have given up everything for Hasnat. My title, my position, my life in England. But he wouldn't let me. He loved me too much to let me sacrifice myself. Do you regret it? I regret that love wasn't enough. I regret that the world I live in makes real love impossible. Diana's final words about Hasnat were to her butler Paul Burrell. He was the only man who ever loved me for me, not for what I could give him. And I lost him because I couldn't be just me. The final truth. Hasnat's reaction to Diana's death. The love that endured. August 31st, 1997. The day Diana died. When Hasnat heard about Diana's death in Paris, he was working a night shift at the hospital. A colleague found him sitting alone in the break room, tears streaming down his face. She's gone, he whispered. I'm so sorry. I know you cared about her. I loved her, Hasnat said simply. I loved her more than my own life, and I let her go because I thought it was best for her. Years later, Hasnat would reflect on their relationship with deep pain and enduring love. Diana was everything beautiful in this world, he told a friend. She was light, warmth, compassion. She made everyone around her feel special. Do you think she's at peace now? I hope so. She spent her whole life trying to find a place where she could just be Diana. Maybe now she has found it? Hasnat never married. He continued his work as a heart surgeon, saving lives every day, carrying Diana's memory with him. She taught me that love doesn't always get a happy ending, he said. But that doesn't make it less real or less valuable. The truth, Diana's relationship with Dr. Hasnat Khan was her last best chance at real love. Unlike Charles, who wanted her to fulfill his royal duties, or Dodi, who enjoyed the celebrity of dating her, Hasnat loved Diana as a woman, not as a princess. But their love was doomed by the very thing that made Diana special, her unique position in the world. She couldn't be ordinary, and he couldn't be extraordinary in the way her life required. Diana's greatest tragedy wasn't her failed marriage to Charles or her death in Paris. It was losing the one man who could have made her truly happy, because love alone wasn't enough to bridge the gap between their worlds. Some loves are perfect, except for timing. Some loves are deep enough to last forever, but impossible to live within. Diana and Hasnat's love was both.